thanks, thanks, fairy lady. Hey guys, Silvertorn here. Welcome back to La-Mulana. Demon Lord of Hell, Beelzebub. He who guards the 8 souls in front of the mother. Old Scratch. Old Scratch is fun. Right, so we are in the Twin Labyrinths, and the Twin Labyrinths are actually very interesting. There's a lot that happens in the Twin Labyrinths, very little that we can do currently, including witches, because witches. Okay, we also don't want to whip these walls currently because there are traps which will kind of try to kill us. Nothing here. I could go up, but I don't want to because death awaits up. What's here? There's a god that controls death, there's a god that absorbs life. The words to seal these powers were entrusted to an innocent girl. Seeing this hint earlier would have been pretty useful. First playthrough, I kind of completely forgot about that hint despite seeing it several times before it was important. Didn't matter too much because I figured it out anyway, on my own. Oh yeah, this is also supposed to be like an invisible or impossible room, whatever. It's not that impossible. You just need to get all these blocks on the various things. It's just you can't easily get up to that last one. But here, the ones that created these contraptions, yeah, they made a puzzle that couldn't be solved. But it has been remade, so you can solve it. And if you find yourself capable of trying to jump up there, and you will get to a point where you are capable of making that jump, the eye will shoot you down if you haven't solved the puzzle first. Just keep that in mind. Oh, thank God I didn't fall into that pit. That pit is a trap, if you couldn't guess. It's a trap that'll try to kill you. It's kind of bad. Kind of pretty terrible. Let's see, reveal the light to the grieving twins. Reveal the light to a world destroyed. The hero confers a light upon the twins as they hold up the world. Ooh, can I do this now? Can I do this now? I think I can. I think I can. Yep. Alright. So that hint right there is, like most hints, going to be important. In this one we can actually do right now. What is it that this hint does? I will point out what this hint does when we get there. But this here is a statue of one of the twins. On the back is an etching of the number 3 in the script of La-Mulana. Pay attention to that script. But for now, we lit up their eyes. But of course, there's 2 to every twin, usually. Nope! Trap. I'll see you guys back on this screen. Die, Harpy Lady! Okay, that worked well. Back on the screen, so let's progress this way. Alright, these guys here, they move faster, the more damage they take. They take a decent number of hits, and they're pains in the butt if you try to attack them head on. So, I don't. Now this area is actually a bit of a pain because there are traps like that there. 5 witches plus 1 more will gather at the point Baphomet will be summoned. That's going to be a fun one. Baphomet is actually the boss of this area, and I kind of like her. I'm going to call her her, you'll see why when we get there. Also, another trap. You don't want to be squished by that, it is death. Oh no, I fell. Whatever will I do? Kind of needed to come down here anyway. But we will find the Grail Tablet for this area. Grail Tablet, Grail Tablet! Behold the Twin Labyrinths. The souls of the twins dwell here. And now we can warp here! Except, no we can't. There's a reason to that, and I'll get more into why shortly. There's one thing I want to hear from the Elder first, and it kind of goes a bit into a lot about the Twin Labyrinth itself and how it works, which we won't really be able to deal with until we get a particular item, and where the crap is that item? I don't remember. Right, but we already lit up one of their eyes, so let's light up the other. So we solved the puzzle. But yes, remember that script there. Does that look familiar? That's what I thought. As I've explained previously, the areas, the indication for the areas are numbers. There's also a thing in this room which I don't think Mulbrook has given her a hint for yet, so we can't do it yet. But before I get to that, you'll remember a few videos ago when I was in the Mausoleum of the Giants, I made a reference about being able to walk on things in the background, which I was really annoyed about because you couldn't tell. This right here. This is supposedly a statue that, this is a statue that resembles Poseidon, though it doesn't really, you can't really tell for sure because it doesn't resemble any known designs. You can't stand on this one's belt. You can stand on the belt there of another statue of Poseidon. Consistency game, that's all I'm asking for. If you're going to be able to stand on the belt of one Poseidon, make it so that you can stand on the belt of all Poseidons or none of them. I'll get more into that later, but let's go down here. And in here, Temple of the Moonlight, but we can't really do much in here yet. Or at least, not from this side. So let's warp out of here, and I'm going to heal real quick, and then I'll see you guys where I want to be. Interesting glyph there, isn't it? It's not like we totally didn't see that glyph, but backwards for the Temple of the Moonlight. I went back into this a little, or I kind of made a few mentions of this back when we got the bronze mirror, but there are front sides and back sides are the proper term for every area. There are alternate realms to them. The Temple of the Moonlight sure sounds like an opposite to the Temple of the Sun, doesn't it? It's because they are opposites. The one Temple of the Sun has a forward 3, Temple of the Moonlight has a backwards. And the Temple of the Moonlight is actually the first one we have an easy way to get to. But before that, Mulbrook has another hint. Let's see, moving a floor in the Twin Labyrinth that doesn't move? I totally didn't point this out in the room that had the Poseidon statue I complained about. The Twin Labyrinth was made by the third children who had wings, so they don't really need a floating platform. But if it's old, jumping on it from really high would help it move. We couldn't quite get to the room where we could do that with. I'll save this hint even though I don't really need to. Now we don't need to repeat that, Mulbrook. You can go back to sleep. Do you have anything else to say, Mulbrook? What if I want to wake you up? I will wake you up. You're totally not sleeping if you responded to me. Yeah, whatever, Mulbrook. You're still my favorite character. Alright then. Now then, going back to the Temple of the Moonlight. There's a man, therefore there's a woman. Yeah, should not be used within the woman. There is... I just won't be able to get to that hint. Oh well. Now there are actually 2 ways. Like you'll see that what that disappeared right over there. Tell us about it, Elder. Mirror, mirror. The bronze mirror will allow us to get through certain doorways that have been sealed by pressing up on them. Once inside, we can see the alternate side to the ruins. Yeah, it's more work for us. Thing being, that's another 3. This is sealed. We can't get in there currently. These doorways are sealed until the guardians of their respective areas have been defeated. We cannot defeat the guardian of this area currently, so we will have to deal with this later. So, to be said, by this logic, the only alternate side we'd be able to get to would be that of the... word I'm looking for. That of the Gate of Guidance. That's not true. The Gate of Guidance is special. We can't get into where the gate is until we come in from the other side. However, we can get to technically two, alternate areas, one of which we've already poked our head in. Remember the one hint by the, that I kind of joked about earlier, jump into the sun? Jumping into the sun. When this moves, get to the side, because that will crush you. Alright, I'm gonna jump where the sun was. Welcome back to the Temple of Moonlight. The Temple of Moonlight is an interesting area. Fun fact, do not use a weapon in the Temple of Moonlight. The Temple of the Sun, which we were in previously before we warped here, would have been the man. Therefore, there exists a woman, and a weapon should not be used within the woman. There are divine retribution eyes in all of this temple. If you use a weapon in here, of any sort, it will attack you. We won't be able to get to this chest for a while, by the way. Now, there is a thing down here, by the way. I'm not sure exactly how we trigger it, aside from just jumping on that a lot. But walking over here, you get a tablet to appear. Oh, man. Except we can't read the tablet. Well, then, that doesn't help us out. Yes. There are some illegible readings that we can't translate. most of what we read was written by the four philosophers, and from the race of the race of the seventh children. What we cannot translate is older than even that. Also, yeah, don't use your weapon, just take the damage from the bat. The Divine Eye hurts a lot more. Also, this looks familiar. You're kind of on stone there, philosopher. This, let me read it. Is it this one? No, it's this one. This is the Philosopher of Death. Fun. I'm gonna take the hit. I don't care. We can't do anything with him yet, of course. There's not much we can do in the temple currently itself, but it does give us a way to get over here. For the most part, there is a large area. Let's read this. Sound of the ocarina may only be heard by a woman with a child. So it sounds like we'll need a woman and a child in order to get the ocarina. That's a fun little hint. Also, well, if I didn't get hit there, I would have used jump physics to get up there. But we are properly in the Temple of Moonlight now. This hint right here. This is a pain in the butt, believe me. Alright, first things first though, I'm gonna need I have a lot of stones, good. See this platform above me? Do not walk on it. If you walk on it, it will break, and you will not be able to get to this ladder. This ladder, if you recognize, is a shortcut to the Twin Labyrinth. So we are able to connect them now. What I want to do is come over here. Those seeking Eden, open the 5 boxes, mind thy manners, and open them starting with the one closest. That item there is how we deal with Eden, and I'll be able to show off Eden very shortly, actually. I have fallen off this way too often and it annoys the crap out of me. Also, Grail Tablet! Get to the Grail Tablet! Jump up here, put this down. Another thing we can't read. This is also important, relating to those in the background there. A lot of these symbols here are actually going to be numbers. And I'm going to want to solve this hint, or have this hint be readable before I do a certain thing, because it's kind of important. But, if you recognize this already, that is a backwards 1. So we're going into the alternate Gate of Guidance. More specifically, we're going into Eden. I both like and dislike Eden. It's a paradise deep in the fog. We need to clear the fog by heading to the Tree of Eden with the Fruit of Paradise in hand. And this is the Tree of Eden. There's nothing more we can do here. We can get into this area directly to our left. We can whip everything. There are no Divine Retribution Eyes. We won't be attacked back. We can't get to anywhere. We can't get to that other tablet up there. We can't do anything. And you kind of notice it more when I enter. Like, let me enter again so I can point it out more. When you go back into Eden, but yeah, you notice there was like an old film effect, like the film grain kind of flickering a little bit. There's a reason to that. Like I said, I both love and hate Eden. We'll get more into what that's going on about later. And of course, we don't have the map yet. We'll get the map soon. But before we do that, I want to kind of get the Grail Tablet. Hold the Temple of the Moonlight. It is a sanctuary of lovely women. Trapdoor. Kill you. Hint from Elder. Grail is great for warping through the normal world, but probably want to start warping through the alternate world as well. Yeah, there's certain software that will allow us to do this. If you'll notice, we can't warp to the Temple of Moonlight either, which would explain the warp we had in the Twin Labyrinth to be in the alternate realm, which of course means we would have to find the normal realm for the Twin Labyrinth as well. That's kind of tricky. I like how that works. We're going to have to use so much stones for this. But first, this, I don't know if there's a hint for this or where it is. Well, I don't know if there's a tablet or a person giving a hint for this. I know one way where you could find out about it, though. But this destroyable wall will hide another weapon. I want this weapon. We hunger for power. Yeah, we'll make the ultimate sacrifice, alright. Gotta kill all these freaking bugs first, believe me. Alright. Alright. Oh, run! Run, 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 run! The mess! That'll crush you and kill you if you don't get out of the way. But for doing this, we get the axe. The The axe is a new weapon. The axe is slow but powerful, and it has a nice range. I like the axe. I will probably use the axe all the time now. Alright, this video is getting kind of longer though. But before we end off, there's one more thing I want to do. It still makes the most sense to use like the knife for pots and skeletons and crap because they are based on number of hits, not the strength of your hit. I'm going to have to buy more weights. Gonna need weights. But I have enough weights for now. But there's one more area I'd like to go. Also, another thing is most tablets, when you read them, they will kind of stop glowing red there. If you cannot translate it, it will stay red until it is translated and readable. I do not want to get hit by that frickin' bat. That is actually a bat, by the way. It's just kind of corrupted. All right, what I want is in here. Okay. Darn it! Darn it, darn it, darn it! I will see you back up there. Actually, we need to read this hint first. Atop the navel of Neptune. I hate that hint. If that hint is referring to my little gripe earlier, I think it was last episode, or was it this episode? I think it was last episode. My gripe earlier about that whole statue of Neptune and being able to walk on the belt of one and not the other. If it's related to that, yeah. If not, like, I'll show what I think it was related to. Also, so I can show what that is, here's the map. You just gotta get that and then run the crap away. Alright, well, I have enough weights. I need one up there. I should have exactly enough weights if I don't screw this up. But this room here is Neptune's feet. I, of course, think Neptune's navel was somehow attached to this room or whatever. I can honestly say I believe I was wrong, because the one hint I mentioned... Oh, good, I have another weight. I can, if I screw one up or if I'm short of weight. The whole being able to jump on one of the statue of Neptune's stomachs, his belt, instead of... Because the navel would be around the belly button, it would make sense. If it's relating to that, then, yay, it's a hint for it, but... What the crap happened there? Then, yay, it's a hint relating to it, but it's like... Consistency game! If you're gonna do it for one, do it for all of them! Yeah! 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 Consistency is important! I could use... And that is why you don't really want to use that too much, because... Put this down, not gonna worry about him too much. Alright, the item we get here is Grapple Claws. We're gonna get an email from the Elder right about now. Grapple Claws? You have ninja blood, right? Yeah, we totally have blood, ninja blood in our veins for some reason. I don't know. But with the Grapple Claws, we can hang onto walls and then jump off them. You can't actually really gain any height with it, but it is important, and it'll help us get a upgrade, which I'm going to be working on next time, because, oh yeah, upgrades. But for now, I think that's enough for this video, so I will see you guys all next time. This has been Silver Batorian with Let's Play La-Mulana. We are currently in the Boneyard. We don't really want to be in the Boneyard for too long. But next time, we're going to get that item I was talking about that we can totally get with the Grapple Claws. And then we're probably going to fight some bosses, because it's about time where we could fight some bosses. I don't know what more we can really do until we at least kill the second boss. Sakit isn't that bad. Not that bad. See you guys all next time. Later.